What's up, home bartenders? Looking for last-minute gift ideas? Why not make a homemade candy cane liqueur or candy cane syrup for your friends and family? It's super easy, doesn't take a lot of time, and doesn't have too many ingredients, so let's do it. I assure you this is not Pepto-Bismol. This is in fact a delicious candy cane liqueur and candy cane syrup. All right, so let's take a look at our ingredients. Candy canes, of course. We've got sugar, we've got water, and we've got some vodka for the liqueur. On standby, we're gonna have some peppermint extract and red food coloring just in case. One quick note about the candy canes. Obviously make sure that they're peppermint flavored, not like cherry flavored or any wacky things like that. But also if you can find some that just have red or pink color, that's what you want, because the ones with red and green, those colors are gonna mix and your final liqueur and syrup are gonna be like an ugly brown color. So if you stick with red or pink, then you're gonna have a nice red colored liqueur. Okay, so we gotta start by picking all the candy canes out of some plastic and put them in a Ziploc bag, because after that, what we're gonna do is grab our mallet here and we're gonna smash them down. They don't need to be completely into a powder, just some smaller pieces so that it's easier to melt. All right. Now on the stovetop, we have a cup of water. We're gonna add our pieces of candy cane. And to that, we're gonna add a cup of sugar. There it is. We're gonna start giving that a good mix. Perfect, just mix, mix, mix. This needs to come to a boil, so the sugar will dissolve and the candy canes will start to melt, but they're gonna become like a big sludge and a big pot. I mean, yeah, it's basically pure sugar, right? So we need that to really dissolve. If you're worried that it's evaporating too much, what we can do is add a little splash of water to that. Okay, but keep stirring, keep scraping it, because we don't want it to burn. We're not making caramel, so we don't want it to burn to the bottom of the pot. Just keep stirring, stirring until all those candy canes have melted. Okay, when you're satisfied, remove that from the heat, let it cool completely, and let's move on to our infused vodka, which starts with crushing some new candy canes. Okay, so get a whole bunch of other candy canes into a bag. Same process, we're gonna smash them down, and we're gonna add these ones to a mason jar. There we go, get them in, along with a cup of vodka. There we go. Don't use an expensive vodka here, whatever you have on hand. I never use expensive stuff for liqueurs. Okay, now you've got some options here. You can leave this in the mason jar and we let it infuse probably just a couple days until the candy canes have melted. This doesn't have to be a long infusion or whatever, but if you're impatient, like me, what we can do is use our sous vide machine. So I'm gonna grab my shrink wrapper and we're gonna dump that into a bag and we're gonna sous vide it, and it's only gonna take about 30 minutes. Okay, so get it in, get it shrink wrapped. There we go. All the candy canes are in there. We're gonna drop that into a water bath at about 135 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes to an hour. That's all it's gonna take to dissolve those candy canes. All right, let's move on. After that, our syrup has cooled completely, so let's bottle that one up. I'm just straining it through a tea strainer, but there's no more pieces of candy cane, so there's no need to kind of pass this through a cheesecloth or anything like that. Okay, and there is our finished candy cane syrup. I made just enough extra to finish off our liqueur, which we're gonna do here. So that came out of the water bath. The infused vodka goes in first. Dump that into our slightly larger bottle. And we're going for a 1-to-1 ratio between the infused vodka and the syrup. Obviously adjust that to what you like, but 1-to-1 here is fine. And there's my little extra batch of syrup that's gonna go in as well. And there it is, our finished candy cane syrup and candy cane liqueur. All right, let's taste our Pepto-Bismol, I mean candy cane liqueur. I'm actually happy with the way it turned out. In the end, we did not need any peppermint extract, and we did not need any food coloring. If you really don't like the pink color, you could definitely add some red food coloring and it'll just brighten it up to a red. In fact, let's try it at least in here, see if it makes a difference, at the very least in this guy here. Nope, still looks like Pepto-Bismol. Well, if you added a few more drops, maybe you'll get a brighter red color, but let's give it a taste. Oh, that's pure Christmas. Sweet, it's syrupy because we did melt candy canes in there. It is syrupy, it's very sweet, but it does have that bite from the vodka. As opposed to just drinking the syrup. This stuff will go great in like a coffee or any cocktail you can make. That's absolutely delicious. It is still quite different than, say, a crème de menthe or a peppermint liqueur. In fact, let's do a taste test. All right, we've got the Candy Cane Liqueur, we've got the homemade crème de menthe that we made a few months ago. Much more syrupy, much more candy-like, peppermint. This one's like a fresh bouquet of mint. It's kind of syrupy, not as much as this one. Sweetness a little less, but still very, very mint forward. They're both very minty. Definitely has more of a candy flavor because it's directly from melted candy canes. Yeah, so fun liqueur to make. The color's pretty wild. But hey, I hope you've given it a try. If you need last minute gift ideas, this is definitely one to try out, guys. We are heading very close to Christmas. If you want to see a lot of Christmas recipes that we have on the channel, check out this playlist right here. If you want to make a crème de menthe, you can make it almost as fast as you can make the peppermint liqueur. Check out this video right here. I'll show you how to do that. In any case, guys, we're heading there. Merry Christmas. Cheers.